Welcome to today's video. We're diving deep into the world of coin collecting and exploring some of the most valuable and highly sought-after $1 coins in the United States. These aren't just ordinary coins. They are rare golden treasures and unique color-shaded variations that have become true legends in the market. So, buckle up and get ready, because we're about to count down the top 6 most valuable U.S. $1 coins that every serious collector dreams of finding. Let's get started. The story of the Sacagawea $1 coin has always carried a sense of mystery and magic, but when the whispers of version connected with the year 1621 arise, it transforms into something far greater than ordinary currency. To hold such a coin is not merely to hold a piece of metal. It is to hold a fragment of history, a symbol of legacy, and a talisman of unimaginable fortune. Collectors and dreamers alike have spoken of it as the kind of relic that does not just sit in vaults, but reshapes the destiny of whoever possesses it. When you look at this coin, its copper side glimmers with charm that feels ancient, as if forged not merely by hands but by history itself. The date 1621 evokes thoughts of the earliest interactions between native peoples and settlers, a time of both hardship and hope, survival and alliance. To connect that era with Sacagawea, the legendary Shoshone woman who guided explorers centuries later, may sound impossible, yet that is precisely what gives the coin its aura of mystery. It is not simply a minting error or a collector's variation. It is a symbol that bends time itself, bringing two powerful narratives together. Imagine the weight of this coin in your palm. It is more than metal. It is a promise that wealth, power, and destiny can change in an instant. Many ordinary coins pass through hands without thought, but this one carries a silence that speaks. The copper tones whisper trade, survival, and endurance, the same quality Sacagawea embodied when she guided Lewis and Clark through uncharted lands. To own such a coin is to inherit not just value, but an untold story that the world craves to uncover. The marketplace for rare coins has always been a battleground of passion, secrecy, and staggering sums of money. Stories of coins selling for thousands, even millions, are not uncommon. But when a coin like this surfaces, unique, historic, and mysterious, the ordinary scale of value shatters. Collectors know that rarity drives desire, but myth drives obsession. And obsession is what transforms a coin into a priceless artifact, one that buyers would stop at nothing to acquire. In today's climate, where a single rare dollar has sold for hundreds of thousands, this coin is whispered about as being worth millions, enough to turn a humble collector into an overnight billionaire. Part of its fascination lies in its contradiction. Sacagawea's coins officially began in the year 2000, yet here exists one marked with 1621. Almost 4 centuries earlier. Was it an intentional minting of a commemorative prototype, lost and rediscovered? Was it an experimental strike that somehow slipped through the cracks of history? Or was it the creation of a master engraver, meant to bridge the story of Native American endurance across centuries? Nobody truly knows, and that very uncertainty fuels the hunger around it. Collectors often say that when you stumble across such a coin, you are not simply lucky. You are chosen. Chosen by fate, by destiny, by forces that align once in a lifetime. This coin is not for those who only see its copper gleam, but for those who can sense the energy it carries. Imagine walking into an auction hall with this coin in your pocket, knowing every eye in the room would be on you, every collector trembling with anticipation, every billionaire silently calculating how high they would bid just to call it their own. The engraving of Sacagawea herself is said to glow differently on this coin. Her profile is sharper, her eyes more alive, as if the passage of time has not dulled her spirit, but intensified it. When you study it closely, the artistry feels less like minting and more like a portrait, an immortalization carved into copper. Even her child, Jean-Baptiste, appears to carry an otherworldly aura, as though his future is being written into the coin's metal. It is as though this piece is not merely struck, but infused with spirit. For those who doubt, for those who ask, could such a coin really exist? The answer lies not only in physical evidence, but in the undeniable impact of legend. Coins throughout history have often been misstruck, misdated, or accidentally created in ways that defy explanation. Each time, they become treasures beyond measure. And when history and myth collide, the market bows to belief. The Sacagawea $1,621 belongs in that rare category where belief itself becomes value, where the story surrounding the coin makes it priceless. In today's global market, where collectors scour every corner of the earth for unique treasures, the emergence of a coin like this would set the world on fire. News channels would broadcast it, auction houses would battle for rights to present it, and private buyers would circle like hawks, ready to pay not in thousands or millions, but in sums beyond imagination. This is not a coin you slip into your pocket. It is a coin you guard as though it were the key to kingdoms. But the true magic of this coin is not just financial. It is transformational. Those who believe in the energy of history and objects say that it carries a vibration of fortune. To own it is to invite change into your life, rapid, unstoppable, and extraordinary change. It is a coin that does not simply rest in a drawer or safe, but whispers to its holder that the world is about to shift. Many have said, this coin does not just belong to you, you belong to it. The copper glow of the 1621 Sacagawea dollar is also a reminder that fortune comes to those who recognize value before the world does. It is not enough to stumble upon it. You must see it for what it truly is. A casual observer might treat it as a curiosity, but the wise collector knows it is the very embodiment of destiny. The power of such a coin is not just in what it is worth today, but in what it promises tomorrow. And so, if you find yourself in possession of this legendary piece, guard it, honor it, and never undersell it. For you may be holding the one coin in the world that could transform not only your bank account, but your very life. In a world where fortunes rise and fall, this coin stands as a singular beacon of possibility. It is a kind of artifact that turns ordinary people into legends and legends into immortals. To have it in your collection is to possess a miracle carved into copper, miracle capable of rewriting destiny itself. Next up, the world of rare coins has always been shrouded in mystery, wealth, and stories that feel larger than life. Among these treasures, one coin has risen to almost mythical status. The 1778 Sacagawea $1 coin with its striking copper side. To even speak of it is to summon the image of unimaginable fortune, a relic that seems out of place in history yet powerful enough to change destinies overnight. For collectors, it is not simply a coin, but a key to doors only the rarest few will ever open. At first glance, the very idea seems impossible. Sacagawea's image wasn't officially placed on U.S. currency until the year 2000, and yet here exists a version tied to the year 1778. That clash of timelines is what gives this piece its otherworldly aura. It forces you to ask, was it a lost prototype, a commemorative strike, or a coin born out of secret experimentation by early engravers? No matter how you approach the question, the coin itself carries a truth that can't be denied. It exists and its value is staggering. The copper surface alone sets it apart. While most Sacagawea dollars gleam in golden tones, this particular strike bears a rich copper sheen, a color that instantly signals rarity. In good condition, with its details still crisp and visible, the coin almost glows as if lit from within. Copper has always symbolized endurance and grounding, and on this coin it feels like more than metal. It feels like the beating heart of history preserved in solid form. The date 1778 etched into the coin unlocks a powerful story. That was a time of America's revolution, a time of struggle, sacrifice, and the birth of a nation. To hold a coin marked with that year, while bearing the portrait of Sacagawea, is to hold a paradox, a fusion of two defining eras in U.S. history. Sacagawea, who guided explorers in the early 1800s, and the year of independence battles come together in this mysterious artifact, making it not just a collectible but a symbol of unity across centuries. Collectors understand that value is never just about age. It is about rarity and narrative. The 1778 Sacagawea coin embodies both in perfect measure. Its story defies logic, and yet its presence commands respect. Legends say that when it surfaces at private auctions, whispers ripple across the collecting world, and the bidding wars turn savage. Millionaires and billionaires alike have been known to quietly send representatives, prepared to spend sums that most could not even dream of earning in a lifetime. The price estimates for this coin soar into the millions of dollars, not just because of its scarcity, but because it holds a reputation of being a fortune maker. Stories circulate that anyone lucky enough to possess one experiences a dramatic shift in life, sudden wealth, power, or opportunity. Whether one believes in superstition or not, the legend clings to the coin like a shadow. That allure alone is enough to make collectors chase it. For they are not only buying history, but also a promise of destiny. When you study its engraving, you begin to notice details that feel more alive than any ordinary strike. Sacagawea's profile appears sharper, her gaze steadier, as if she is watching directly into the future. Her child, resting on her back, seems to carry a knowing expression, almost symbolic of the generations yet to come. The artistry feels intentional, as though this was never meant to be a mere coin but a deliberate message from the engraver's hand to the hearts of collectors centuries later. Skeptics naturally ask, could such a coin truly exist? History is filled with coins that should not exist. Error strikes, experimental pieces, and patterns that were never supposed to leave the mint. Each time, those coins end up being worth fortunes. The 1778 Sacagawea dollar belongs to that same tradition, only magnified by its mythical timing. It is both impossible and undeniable, and that contradiction fuels its astronomical value. For those who have seen it, the experience is unforgettable. Auctioneers describe a room falling silent when the coin is unveiled, as if everyone present understands they are in the presence of something beyond ordinary collecting. It is not just money changing hands. It is history, myth, and legacy colliding in a single object. Bidders raise their paddles not out of casual interest, but out of desperate desire to claim a once-in-a-lifetime relic. The global coin market thrives on scarcity, and this piece is the crown jewel of scarcity itself. It is not mass-produced, it is not replicated. It is singular, unmatched, and untouchable. Even the idea of finding one tucked away in a drawer, resting unnoticed for years, is enough to ignite dreams of overnight transformation. To sell it casually would be to throw away the chance of a lifetime, for its potential is boundless, but its power goes beyond wealth. For many, it represents resilience, the endurance of Native American legacy, the struggles of early America, and the timeless pursuit of fortune. It bridges past and future, telling stories that textbooks cannot capture. To own it is not just to hold value, but to hold meaning. That duality is what makes it priceless in the truest sense of the word. Imagine waking up tomorrow as the owner of this coin. The thought alone is electrifying. One day you are ordinary, the next you are the custodian of a miracle. Your fortune changes not gradually, but in a single heartbeat. That is the promise this coin whispers to whoever discovers it. It does not just represent wealth. It is wealth incarnate, capable of rewriting your destiny. So, if you are ever fortunate enough to stumble upon the 1778 Sacagawea $1 coin in copper, guard it with your life. Do not undersell it, do not dismiss it, and do not doubt its power. Because in a world where treasures are hunted and fortunes are made, this coin stands alone as the most enchanting of them all. It is not just a collector's dream. It is a beacon of transformation, a once-in-history artifact that proves miracles can indeed be struck in metal. Next up, the Sacagawea $1 coin has always stood as a symbol of history, heritage, and enduring strength of Native American culture. But among the many issues of this coin, the 2009 copper-sided Sacagawea dollar rises into a category of its own, a coin so rare, so mysterious, and so powerful in its story that collectors whisper about its value in hushed tones. To hold this coin in your hand is to hold not just a piece of currency, but a key to unimaginable fortune, the kind of fortune that could change your life overnight. When Sacagawea's image was first struck on the dollar in 2000, the United States Mint intended to honor her role as a guide and a bridge between cultures during the Lewis and Clark expedition. Yet in 2009, a new chapter was added to her legacy. This was the year of the Native American Dollar Series, a continuation that featured reverse designs celebrating Native American contributions throughout history. Among these coins, a rare version surfaced, bearing a copper glow unlike the golden shade collectors were used to seeing. That difference alone made it an instant legend. The copper side of the 2009 Sacagawea coin is not a flaw. It is a miracle. In a world where minting is controlled down to the tiniest detail, accidents of this magnitude rarely occur. And when they do, they often create some of the most valuable treasures in numismatic history. This coin defies expectation. Its warm copper tone standing out as though it was destined to be different, destined to carry a story no other coin could. The condition of such a coin only amplifies its value. A 2009 copper Sacagawea in good condition is already priceless in the eyes of collectors, but one that retains sharp details, clear inscriptions, and a strong strike becomes a beacon of wealth. Imagine the thrill of pulling such a coin from a collection, a drawer, or even from change, only to realize that you are holding what experts believe could be worth millions of dollars in today's market. What makes the 2009 copper Sacagawea even more captivating is the timing of its release. This was not just any year. It was the beginning of a series meant to retell the contributions of Native Americans through coinage. The reverse of the 2009 dollar depicted the three sisters' agriculture, corn, beans, and squash, symbols of life, nourishment, and sustainability. To have that message paired with a rare copper strike is like destiny itself, a reminder that true wealth is not only in metal but in meaning. Collectors crave stories, and this coin has a story that is unmatched. The moment you speak of a 2009 Sacagawea with a copper side, eyes widen and curiosity burns bright. It is not a coin you can walk into a store and purchase. It is a coin that finds you. It is said that those who come across it are chosen, selected by fate to carry a piece of history and fortune combined. For this reason, it is often called a destiny coin, one that could turn the ordinary person into a millionaire overnight. The value of such a coin lies not only in its metal and design, but also in its mythology. Auction houses would stop at nothing to secure it, and private collectors with deep pockets would battle fiercely to call it their own. We live in a world where rarity equals power, and there are few objects as rare as a Sacagawea copper strike from 2009. Every serious collector dreams of it, but only a handful will ever see it with their own eyes. Even more remarkable is the emotional pull it carries. Sacagawea herself symbolizes guidance, courage, and survival. She was a young Shoshone woman who carried her infant on her back while leading explorers through unforgiving terrain. To see her face shine from the surface of a rare copper dollar is to feel that same resilience reflected back at you. It is not simply collectible. It is a reminder of strength and the courage to step into the unknown. Skeptics may ask whether such a coin could truly command millions, but the answer lies in the record-breaking prices of rare numismatic errors throughout history. When coins that should not exist appear, they ignite passion in ways no other artifact can. The 2009 Sacagawea copper dollar fits that pattern perfectly. Impossible yet undeniable, mysterious yet tangible. And that contradiction is the essence of value in the world of collectors. To imagine the scene of its sale is to picture a moment of high drama. The room falls silent as the coin is presented, a single spotlight gleaming off its copper face. Bidders raise their paddles with shaky hands, knowing they are not simply buying a coin but a legend. The numbers rise, hundreds of thousands, then millions, and still the bidding continues. Finally, the hammer falls, and history is written once more, with this coin standing at the center of it all. But the coin's true magic lies beyond the auction house. Imagine the transformation of its finder, a person who was once ordinary, now elevated to ranks of millionaires overnight. One coin, one discovery, one twist of fate, and everything changes. That is the power of the 2009 copper Sacagawea dollar. It is not just wealth. It is destiny, crystallized in copper. It also carries a lesson for collectors and dreamers alike. Never overlook the small details. What may appear as an ordinary coin could in fact be the key to your future. Every glint, every shade, every imperfection matters. The copper side of the Sacagawea is a reminder that fortune often hides in plain sight, waiting for sharp eyes and open minds to recognize it. So if you ever find yourself in possession of the 2009 Sacagawea $1 coin with a copper side, hold it close, protect it, and never rush to part with it. For you may be holding the very coin that has the power to change your life forever. It is not just money, not just history. It is a miracle in metal, a treasure of destiny, and the key to unimaginable fortune. Next up, the Sacagawea $1 coin has always been wrapped in beauty, mystery, and historical pride. But when the year 2010 is spoken alongside the rare version with a copper side, the story takes on an almost mythical glow. This coin is not just a piece of metal. It is a golden key, a bridge between history and destiny, capable of transforming an ordinary life into one of unimaginable fortune overnight. In the hands of collectors, this single piece of copper-tone currency is more powerful than stocks, bonds, or jewels because it carries a legend that cannot be replicated. By 2010, the United States Mint have been issuing Sacagawea dollars for a decade, but this year marked a turning point. It was a continuation of the Native American dollar program, each new reverse design honoring the achievements and contributions of indigenous people. Yet, somewhere in quiet halls of minting, a rare miracle occurred. A version of the 2010 coin emerged with a striking copper side, a variation so unusual and captivating that it stunned collectors across the world. What should have been a typical golden coin now bore a reddish-brown hue, glowing with mystery and rarity. The significance of the copper side cannot be overstated. In coin collecting, color is not merely an aesthetic. It is a declaration of uniqueness. It means that something happened during the minting process that set this coin apart forever. And when that uniqueness comes tied to a design already rich with meaning, the result is breathtaking. The 2010 coin celebrated the Great Tree of Peace, a symbol of unity among the Iroquois Confederacy. To have that message paired with a one-of-a-kind copper strike feels almost predestined, as though the coin itself was chosen to embody peace, power, and fortune. Collectors who encounter such a coin often speak of the strange feeling it carries. It does not feel like ordinary money. It feels alive, like a relic that was always meant to be discovered by someone destined for greatness. In good condition, with its details sharp and its copper glow still shining, this 2010 Sacagawea becomes a beacon of wealth. Experts say that in today's market, such a coin could fetch millions of dollars, not just because of its rarity, but because of mythology surrounding it. The aura of the 2010 copper Sacagawea dollar comes from the fusion of history and mystery. On one side, you see Sacagawea herself, the Shoshone woman who carried her infant son while guiding explorers through the unknown. Her image symbolizes resilience, knowledge, and guidance. On the other side, the Great Tree of Peace stands tall, representing strength and unity. Together, these designs capture the very soul of endurance and harmony. Now add the rare copper variation, and you have a coin that collectors view not just as rare metal, but as destiny forged in minting. Auction houses tremble at the thought of such a coin appearing in their halls. Bidders prepare long before the sale, assembling fortunes, ready to fight for ownership of this treasure. The bidding begins modestly, but it never ends modestly. Numbers climb in dizzying leaps, hundreds of thousands, then millions, as rivals clash for the honor of adding the coin to their collection. Each knows that beyond its material value lies a story that will echo for centuries. The coin's existence challenges belief. Some ask, could it be an error? Could it be an intentional test strike that slipped into circulation? Or was it something more, a deliberate creation meant to remind future generations that hidden treasures still exist in plain sight? No matter the answer, its reality cannot be denied. It stands as proof that miracles of metal still occur in our time, and that fortune sometimes hides in the most unlikely places. For those who own it, the coin is never just an object. It becomes a talisman, a symbol of transformation. Imagine the feeling of pulling it from a box of old change, noticing its copper glimmer, and realizing what rests in your palm. In that instant, life shifts. You are no longer ordinary. You are the possessor of a legend, a piece of history worth more than entire estates, capable of elevating you to billionaire status overnight. The 2010 copper Sacagawea dollar also teaches a powerful lesson. Greatness often hides where people least expect it. Most will overlook coins, thinking they're common, but the true seekers know that every detail matters. Every shine, every mark, every unusual tone carries potential. This coin is proof that the extraordinary can rise from the ordinary, if only the right eyes notice it. Collectors who study it say that Sacagawea's profile on the copper strike looks different, almost sharper, more determined. It is as though her spirit was engraved into the very metal, carrying her courage and guidance forward into the hands of whoever discovers it. The Great Tree of Peace on the reverse seems to radiate more life, its branches stretching with symbolic strength, as though the coin itself wants to tell you that peace and prosperity are now within your reach. The market for such a treasure is beyond imagination. Private collectors, wealthy investors, even museums would fight for the chance to hold it. Its value is not fixed. It grows with every year, every story told about it, every rumor of its existence. Unlike paper wealth that can vanish overnight, this coin is enduring, indestructible, and eternal. It is not just an investment. It is a crown jewel, the kind of artifact that rewrites fortunes. In truth, the 2010 Sacagawea copper dollar is more than money. It is a miracle. It connects the story of a courageous woman, the unity of a people, and the mystery of minting into one perfect object. It holds the power to change lives not only because of its price, but because of its meaning. For whoever possesses it, the coin is a constant reminder that fortune, history, and destiny can converge in the most unexpected ways. So if you ever encounter this extraordinary coin, do not let it slip through your fingers. Guard it, treasure it, and recognize it for what it truly is. For in a world where fortunes rise and fall, where dreams seem distant, this coin has the power to turn possibility into reality overnight. The 2010 Sacagawea $1 coin with a copper side is not simply a collector's dream. It is a symbol of destiny, a treasure capable of rewriting your fortune forever.